Massive rant, people. Apologies if it doesn't land right for some, but I'm not going to sugarcoat this because this is something that I'm really passionate about, but it is going to come across as a massive rant. Last night, I did a live, okay? For the people who don't know us, I'm a founder of a CIC called One Light with Kelly Knox. And I was brought up as a spiritual medium, a soul translator. So we one light with Kelly Knox. However, moving on for the people who do know us and the people who don't. This is going to be a massive rant and I just need to say it as it is. So last night I did a live and I got a message through from the algorithm and I was given a one of them. I was restricted for the spiritual messages that I passed on. And today I got evidence and confirmation of that one message that I was restricted on. So what happened was in my life, I pass messages on from spirit and I deliver it exactly the way that I get it from spirit. And sometimes I get wrong, only on this platform, not on any other platform, but on this platform I get wrong. But I can't soften my messages from spirit. And he is a prime example. So last night I passed a message on to a young lady who was going to get a message which landed today of someone who cares about her and someone who she cares about. And she was going to take it in the wrong light because of a Chinese whisper that had stemmed God only knows how long ago and moved down from person to person to person. And then it was going to land and hit at the worst time, bringing in a difficult outcome, which was going to cause a lot of problems for her. And it wasn't said in malice, it was said in love. Now, she needed to know that the story wasn't accurate, that the person who delivered the message was said in love, and that what was actually happening, what was actually going on. Now, had I not passed that message on direct from spirit, then what would have happened for her was that would have created a massive divide in her family, and it would have unfurled into a heartbreaking situation just before Christmas. Now, because she knows the truth, she knows what was actually going on, she knows how the message was going to be delivered, that it was delivered in love, even if it didn't come across that way, but what was actually going on underneath the surface, she would never rebuild our family dynamics and come together in love at this time of year. It would have created a problem, it would have created arguments, and it would have created a lot of tears just before Christmas. So I got wrong for this. I got told that I was going to be restricted for this and that I wasn't to say these things. But had I not said this, then she wouldn't have been having a very nice Christmas this year. So I can't soften the message that I get and the evidence that I get from spirit. I've got to give it direct. Obviously, I'm tactful. Obviously, I go with the community guidelines and I'm very, very respectful of TikTok's algorithm, but I can't soften my gifts. I can't soften the evidence and messages from spirit. And had I not delivered that last night, I wouldn't have gotten a message today of the same lady saying, the truth's come out today. I understand it perfectly. It matched everything that you said. And now I'm rebuilding my family. And now I'm rebuilding that situation and I understand it perfectly. She's going to have a wonderful Christmas this year with the people she loves the most because of my live last night, because of those messages that were direct from spirit, and because of the evidence that I give her directly from spirit, not sugarcoated, said with love, said with care, said within the community guidelines, but needed to be addressed. So I can't apologize for how I deliver my evidence, for how I deliver my messages from spirit, and for how I work. You know, this is not a trend. This is something that I've been brought up with. My mum was an Irish gypsy with a very powerful gift, and so's all of her sisters and her brother, definitely her brother. But I can't change my gifts, soften Spirit's wording, or alter the messages that I get from Spirit, because what I do is I change difficult situations and make them positive, make people understand that the way that they're being delivered might not always land the way that they expect it to, but the actual fact behind it to bring people together and not divide people. So if I'm going to get restricted and I'm going to get wrong for that, well, I'm going to get wrong for that. But I haven't gone outside of any guidelines. I haven't done anything wrong, but I cannot soften my gifts, soften my evidence, and soften my messages from Spirit. And this is a prime example of it. So that rant, I'm sorry, needed to come, and I'm pleased that I said what I said. Even if I got wrong, I'm pleased I've said what I've said, because now I know there's going to be a family, and they're going to come together in love, and they're going to come together with understanding, and they're going to have a wonderful Christmas. So that's my rant. However it lands, it lands. Probably not going to see this on the For You page. Definitely won't. However, the people that do, type in my name, because obviously I don't get the reach. My old account still hasn't come back. This is a new account. I'm not going to soften my gift because I'm told not to. If I hadn't done that, there'd be a very, very painful Christmas for some people. And it shouldn't be like that. People need to come together in love, in healing and understanding, not a divide. And that's all I wanted to say. So I hope you have a lovely Christmas, and I will be doing more lives, whether people see me or not, on this platform. Obviously on all of my other platforms and my support group, they will see me. But I can't apologise for the evidence that I get from Spirit. I'm tactful. I'm respectful of the algorithms. I don't go against no community guidelines. I'm very respectful, but I'm going to deliver my evidence from Spirit accurately. Kelly Knox, from One Light, say I say.